ladies. Today I just wanted to share some words of encouragement with you. I literally have just dried my eyes from something encouraging somebody shared with me, and it reminded me of something that I want to share with you. So about 18 years ago, well, first of all, let me back up. I struggle with depression and ADD and anxiety, and I am what's called an extroverted introvert. I love to be with people and be the center of attention and get out there and do parties and events and speak and all of that. But I also extremely cherish my alone time and my introverted time and silence. So those are the things that help me recoup from being out there and being on. So that's just a little bit about me. If you've never heard me talk about any of that before, sorry, I'm kind of a hot mess. It's Sunday, crazy hair, don't care. But anyway, about 18 years ago, whenever I was working in a corporate environment, I got a really nice email or note from one of my coworkers, and I shared it with the lady who sat next to me, and she said, "Oh, you need to put that in your kudos folder." And I was like, I have no idea what that is. What is kudos? What kind of folder? I was like there with notepad in hand because I wanted to learn how I could be the best person and the best assistant. And so anyway, she's like, well, a kudos, you can go play. Yeah. A kudos folder is simply a folder that you drop in things that when people give you like an atta girl, way to go, or you did a great job, or thanks so much for your help, or more official things like performance reviews and things like that. And I thought, well, that's a really great idea, especially since I've always struggled a bit with self-esteem, which I know may come as a surprise to a lot of you who have known me in the last few years. But so I started a kudos folder, and this is actually my kudos folder from 18 years ago. So inside of this folder, I have all kinds of things that people have sent to me, thank you notes, things like that. And whenever I get down and I am discouraged and I feel like I'm just, a big failure and everybody would be better off without me, and, what's the point, and all of those things that precede, wanting to give up and quit, I will remind myself to go look at my kudos folder. Well, with Jamberry, the need for that became even greater because I don't have a boss that gives me a pat on the head. I don't have coworkers in the office with me pushing me to succeed. It's all me. I have to be self-motivated. I have to make that decision to work or to not work, and so I needed something that would really help me in those areas. And so I started saving everything that I got from people that made me feel better about myself. So that's how this video started today. This is a copy. I don't know if, well, it's all backwards, sorry. But this is a copy of a Facebook post and the comments attached to it from somebody that, her name is Kim, and I had a coaching call with her, and she was just sharing the difference that it made in her Jamberry journey, and just saying thank you. And I literally sat there in tears and just cried, and I thought, you know what, I need to put this in my kudos folder. Well, I pulled out my kudos folder, and I thought, that's when I thought I need to make a video and share with you, because maybe you struggle with those same things. Well, I save every card that people send to me. And if I get to the place where it's overwhelmed, I will, I'll be with you in a minute. I will just take the insides out and save that if I'm trying to conserve space. So what I've done with that is I used to display it on my walls, and behind me you can see like a shadow box that I did from my first year at Jamboree. That's right there. And then the program from the second Jamboree conference. This is the front cover of the program from the first Jamboree conference. And so whenever I look at the cover of this binder, it reminds me that I was there from almost the very beginning. And it's just a visual reminder to me to not give up. Inside this, I have all kinds of neat things. So I've got notes from my sponsor and from team members. I have thank you notes from customers. I have some exclusive wraps, like this exclusive wrap was on the runway at Fashion Week, the very first time that we showed at Fashion Week. And 2 of our consultants from our team were able to go and apply on the models, and they received these wraps as a thank you. And they sent me one as a thank you for referring them. Now, these 2 ladies aren't even with Jamboree anymore, but whenever I look at this, it makes me smile because I know that I made a difference in somebody's life. So I encourage you to keep these things. You know, whenever you're having a bad week and you look at this and say, oh yeah, I was top team builder that month for my team. Or, you know, here's a Christmas card that I got because I was a part of the Founders Club that's actually really signed by home office staff. Jane, Russ, Jared, Jennifer, Allie, Sarah, Jared, Lindsay, Carrie, and Christy. I mean, how awesome is that? We're at a place now in the company that they don't really have time to hand sign cards like that. So in your Jamboree journey, whenever you look back in 3 years or 4 years, or 10 years or 15 years, you know, I bleed plum, as you can tell from my office here. Jamboree is not just something that I do, it's a huge part of my life. We have 3 areas in our home dedicated to it. It allows me to stay home with these guys and to just have an amazing life that I wouldn't have without Jamboree. So whenever I am tempted to give up, and it happens, I mean, it still happens. It doesn't matter what rank you are or how many people are on your team or how much money you made in a paycheck that one time. It still requires work. You still have to keep going. You can't give up. And you have to find yourself on that emotional sales cycle and get to the point where you rededicate and you find your excitement again. And my kudos folder, my kudos binder, surrounding myself with memories of the great times is part of the way that I get back into that recommitted and excited cycle. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of long, but I hope that it helps you. Bye.